Hello and welcome to Gadget Joe, and today we're taking a look at one of Thermaltake's offerings of the 240mm AIOs. AIOs are a hot topic at the minute on the channel, and I know I've not done loads of videos, but I've already got a few of them that I've done reviews on, and I know I've got more coming. Today we're taking a look at Thermaltake's Th240 Argb edition. This is a 240mm AIO, and they come in different sizes, from a Th120, a Th240 which we have here, we have a Th280 which is two 140mm fans, a Th360 which is three 120mm fans, and a Th420 which is of course three 140mm fans. So they come in an arrangement of sizes, and the best thing about these, not only do they just come in black, but you can get them in white as well. I'm quite biased to a white setup, so they look fantastic in white, but we do have a black one here, and we're going to take a look at what the unboxing experience is like, and we're going to run through everything that you get, and then we'll do a quick test at the end of the video and see what we think. The best thing about this range of AIOs is that they are generally seen as a more budget friendly. This model here, the 240 Argb, is actually available at Scan right now for about £50, which for an AIO with two 120mm high pressure fans and addressable RGB is a fantastic steal. Obviously, but normally they range between £60 to £80, which again is still very cheap. Obviously it's going to naturally progress higher as you go through the model range and you add more fans, because there's more to it basically. Yeah, so we're going to take a look. It's typical Thermaltake boxing with a nice black box and a band across the top, and obviously a lot of information on the back. On the back here you do have the traditional chart showing the performance of this and obviously some of the details. Let's get started. Right, opening the box you are presented with a couple of sheets of paper, and that is your user sheet, which basically explains how you install everything on there. You've got a warranty booklet here as well, and then you've got a foam sheet covering the top. When it comes to the presentation, it is pretty much what you would expect for something that is classed as a budget offering. It is just clear bags, everything inside them, with a recycled cardboard tray. Taking the fans out, you see both ARGB units. They are black housing with a frosted clear blades on there, and that is what obviously shows all your ARGB lighting. The fact that it's frosted allows the lighting to distribute evenly through the fan blades. You also get a bag with the controller in. The controller is actually a nice welcome addition. A lot of AIOs or coolers in general come with fans, but they don't always include a cooler. Now the advantage with these is you can of course plug it into your motherboard via PWM, so that you can control the lighting on your computer when you've got everything set up through software. Now if you don't want to do that and you want something that's just controllable, nice and simple like this, you have the controller. This simply plugs into a SATA power connector, and then the other end plugs in to the AIO and the fans. This then enables you to flick through the colour modes that are available, and obviously you've got colours and different speed modes. But there's a decent amount of cable so that you can put it in any part of your system so that you can get easy access. You also get a bag with the mounting hardware needed to mount everything to your system. When it comes to compatibility for the TH range of coolers from Thermaltake, you are covered across the board. I'm going to read this off here because I can't remember them all off the top of my head, but you've got, in the Intel side, you've got LGA 2066, 2011-3, 2011, 1700, the newer socket, 1200, you've got 1156, 1155, 1151 and 1150. When it comes to AMD, you actually have a lot of backlog of support as well. So not only do you have the new AM5 chips, you have AM4, you even have AM3 Plus, AM3, AM2 Plus, AM2, FM2 and FM1. So if you've got an older system and you want to make it look nice on a budget, and you really don't want to spend too much because your system is, as I say, quite old, you can add a bit of flair to your system with this. Next we have the AIO itself. It isn't an amazing unit because obviously it's a class as a budget range, but it's a nice, surprisingly well built, not an incredibly heavy unit. It is aluminium. and it does include a braided tubing on here with some nice soft rubber fittings on either end. There is a certain amount of flexibility when it comes to moving the tubing on the CPU block itself. There are no cables at all going to the radiator. All the cables are of course on the pump, and there is of course two of them. One of them is to power the pump itself, and then obviously the other one is to power the RGB that you see on the front here, which I'll overlay on the screen right now. The cold plate on here is a full copper cold plate. It is overall a nice, tidy, compact little unit, and that's pretty much the unboxing experience. This is obviously everything that you get. It's not an amazing unboxing experience, but it's pretty much what it says on a tin. You're getting an AIO for less than 50 quid with quite a lot of features, so it's not really something to grumble at. I'm going to get it all in the system right now, and we're going to do some testing, and after that I'm going to cycle through some of the lighting modes so that you can see how it looks. Thermaltake have often delivered on the RGB side of things. Obviously I've been working with Thermaltake many years on the channel, and I've seen a lot of their RGB units, so I've got a pretty good idea of what this is going to look like when it's already lit up, but again, you'll see that at the end of the video. For now, let's get on to the testing.
So high I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind.
When it comes to the testing of the Thermaltake Th240 Aio, we're going to find out exactly how well it performs by running it using a Ryzen 5 2600 6-core 12-thread CPU on an Asus Prime A320M with 16GB of RAM and an MSI 1070. All the benchmarks were performed equally to get the most honest representations and results in each test. The testing of this was done using 3 different 240mm AIOs. The units are Cooler Master's Master Liquid Light 240mm AIO, Be Quiet's Pure Loop 2 FX 240mm AIO, and of course the Thermaltake Th240mm AIO. The first test was simply running at idle for 30 minutes with no activity, and all the units performed very respectably. However, when it came to the lows and the highs, the Be Quiet did pick the post with a 19 low and a 26 high. The Cooler Master came in at 23 low and 32 high, with the Th240 slotting in nicely at 21 lows. The next test was done playing Fortnite at high settings, and it pretty much carried on the theme of what we saw in the first test. The Cooler Master was the lowest performer, with the Be Quiet Pure Loop 2 slightly pipping the post, and the Th240 slotting in very nicely in the middle. For the next test, we did a 10-minute 1080p video rendering on Premiere Pro. Once again, we saw a very similar line of results. The Be Quiet performed the best when it comes to the low end of the results. However, when it comes to the high end of the scale, the Be Quiet actually suffered on this one and came last, with the Cooler Master coming second and the Th240 coming first. For the final test, we did a 10-minute 4K video render on Premiere Pro, again all in the same circumstances, and the Cooler Master did exactly as it's been doing. It did perform quite low in the testing, then it was followed by the Th240 with a quite close 29 low and a 53.8 high, with the Be Quiet once again pipping the post for the win here. So when it comes to testing for the Th240, what we found is pretty much what I expected. Put it against two other competitors, one of them being a very budget friendly option in the Cooler Master, and then a more premium option in the Be Quiet Pure Loop 2 FX. Now the Pure Loop 2 FX did outperform, apart from one test, in all areas, and that was kind of to be expected because it is marketed as a higher end unit. The Th240 performed incredibly well. Considering that it is a unit that you can get for less than £50, you cannot go wrong. All those extra mounts, all that backward mounting capability is something that you don't see on a lot of units nowadays, and the fact that you get ARGB, you get a controllable pump through PWM, you get a controller built in as well for less than £50, it's pretty much a no-brainer. I will overlay, but overall it's something that I'm definitely very impressed with. If you're looking for something that's going to jazz up your system, not only performance wise, because it is going to give an increase on your system's performance compared to a standard air cooler, but also for the aesthetics. You've got that RGB look, and even just with the pump block and the radiator, it automatically gives your system a little bit of a boost on the aesthetic scale. It just makes it look a little bit more premium. If you're looking for something but you don't really want to spend a great deal of money, or even, as I've mentioned now a few times in this video, if you've got a system that's quite old and you don't really have the money to spend to upgrade it on newer, fancier parts, and you want to have something that looks the part in your system, you can do this on a relatively low budget. And that to me is more than worth it. It's a solid thumbs up from me. I've been Gadget Joe. This has been the Thermaltake Th240 Argb Aio, and it's a big win from me. So until next time, goodbye.